Hello? Okay, so this is not working, so I had to change to something else, which is I have two chats on the screen. Uh, okay. Um, this is not a good solution. Okay, no. I'm gonna try to get it on my have you guys be able to see my screen too. Hold on. I'm gonna start the virtual camera. Let's see if this works. Uh, there you go. Do you see that? Does that work? Is it too low res? If it's too low res, then I'll have to share screen. But I don't really want to do that because it's more complicated. Oh, you can't hear me. Hold on. Hello? Oh, that's not working. Uh, what a mess. Okay, so... Okay. Hello? There we go. Um, do you see my share screen? I mean, do you see my camera?
We can't see any cameras, I think.
I turned on my camera on Discord.
Oh, yeah, I can see it.
Is it too low res? Is it very low res?
It looks fine.
It
Yeah,
looks
it looks
fine?
fine.
Okay, then we're gonna go with this.
We can
Holy cow.
read the
Uh-huh.
big kanji except for the bar on the left.
Oh, okay, that's fine. The bar on the left does not need to be read. Okay, so I was trying to get the chat to work, but I think I'm gonna have to go with a scout solution, which is have two chats on the screen. Whatever, it's fine. I don't like it, but it takes up so much space, but whatever. I didn't get a model up or anything. I had no time in. Unfortunately, I didn't have time to look at the comic translation, which is really unfortunate. But hopefully we can get to it. Yeah. So if you're in the VC, then I assume that you are okay with talking. So that's what I'm gonna assume. So if you're not okay with talking, you should leave. I'm voice chat, I mean. Because I'm gonna call on people. Just saying. Oh, there you go. There we go. So, if you're watching on YouTube or DLive or whatever, you can watch along and this is recorded and whatever, but I am going to make people talking here. Just saying. I don't care if there's background noises. I want people to talk. So what I was thinking was we would do do some Tadoku readings. Okay, so if you're not aware of what Tadoku readings are, it's really a great way to get to practice your Japanese knowledge, your big brain Japanese knowledge by reading some cool stories, reading some very wholesome stories about this dog and declare your love for furries or something. I don't know. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna read the story about this dog right here, and then I was also going to, because there were really a lot of votes for it, I was going to go through this book. I'm thinking that we're going to talk about. This is a book about. It's called Mangajin's Basic Japanese Through Comics. It's from 1998, but it's really, really nice. I'll put a link to this later, but this is probably the best book that I found about learning Japanese with manga. Simply because the topics that they cover are really interesting. So, for example, this lesson is a wide world of desu. So what does it do? It actually goes through how to use the term, the term. I don't know if that's the right word. but the word desu in various situations using manga. So I think it's pretty cool. So there's that. There's also this kanji de manga. I like this because it's very, very simple. It's kind of corny, but whatever, it's okay. We'll probably go to a random page like this, and then we'll start with Yamete Kudo Stop, for example. So I think we'll see. Based on the vote that I did about Japanese proficiency, it seems like most people, I think about 70% of the people are N5. So I think this book would be, this volume, it gets harder and harder. This volume will probably be the best for you. You'll probably be able to get kanji that's around N5 or N4. So I thought it would be helpful. And then if we get into it, I have this book. I haven't even finished reading this. I've only started skimming it, but this is probably the most best book on translation. This is an academic book. I mean, this is very detailed. So yeah, but I don't know if I'll talk about this. And then I have this, which I love for its really derpy pictures. Let's see if I can make this bigger. For its derpy pictures, it's another manga-based learning book, but it's much more, I guess it's much more softer, or it's much more easier. I actually think this one is great too, because it has stuff like very, very simple like grammar that you can use and learn from. So I might do this. I was thinking, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. So, are you ready to read about this dog? Yeah. I'll send the files over afterwards. Let me get the chat open. Hold on. There we go. Okay. Yeah. ということで始めようと思います。最初は多読読みで、まあ誰でもいいので、読む人はどうやって選べましょうかね。How should we select who's gonna read? Should we just roll a dice? We can roll a dice. What I can do is I can switch over to Firefox. Whoops. Where's my Firefox? Hello? Oh. Let me try doing this live. Okay. And I'm going to roll a dice. Random.org. Okay. Let's use a true number generator. Okay, how many people are in here right now? 17. Okay, 17. Oh, wait. Okay, 17. Oh, okay. 1. Okay. A random hobo. You're on phone, but I don't care. You're gonna start reading, okay? I'm gonna have you start reading. You can start from the title, okay? And so what I'm gonna have you guys do is I'm gonna have you all read maybe one page, okay? One page, and then I'm gonna ask you to try to determine what the meaning of what you just read is, okay? And then don't worry, there's no judgment here, except for me. And then I'll probably correct your pronunciation and help guide you through understanding what you read is. Okay, so this might take like 40 minutes. We'll see what happens. It's already 6:22. in the morning. We've already wasted 20 minutes with me rambling about. And now I hear that the guy who's supposed to read is doing math right now. I don't know why you're in this chat then. I did say that I'm gonna have everybody read. You know. Oh wait, I'm still showing Firefox. Got it. Okay, there we go. Okay, then somebody else can read. Okay, let me spin again. If I keep having to spin, it's gonna waste time, which is why if I call on you, I expect you to read. Okay. 12. Who's 12? Stritus. Can you unmute yourself and start off this story about this dog?
Alright, hello.
Hello.
Shiba Inu de nacha. Aki no Kyoto he iku.
Okay. Shiba Inu de Ina-chan. Aki no Kyoto de iku. What does this mean?
The dog named Dina. I mean, I didn't really understand the bottom line. Today's something.
Okay. That's okay. This is what I would consider a compound sentence. It's a little bit hard, I think, especially for N5 people. I think it's actually pretty hard. Does anybody else want to take a guess? You can just unmute yourself. What does the second sentence mean?
Something about going to Kyoto, I guess.
Yes. Going to Kyoto, right? So Kyoto e iku would mean going to Kyoto. Okay, and then there's a modifier here. Okay, Kyoto e means that to, and then iku is a verb that says go. Kyoto is obviously the town. So what's a akino Kyoto e iku? What do you guys think? Anybody want to guess?
It's autumn.
Yes. Okay. So I would translate this as going to Kyoto in the autumn, or literally what it says is the Kyoto of autumn is where I am going, right? Is going, right? So right here the subject is not very unclear if you just look at this, but because it says Shiba Inu Dana-chan, it's pretty clear that it's talking about this Shiba Inu named Dana. Okay. So another thing is when you pronounce Aki no Kyoto e iku. If you have been to Aonohara's Japanese classes, you know that we have a pronunciation class. But Aki no Kyoto e iku, you can sort of think about it as, let me get a pen out. How do I get a pen out again? Oh, there you go. You can sort of think about it as Aki no Kyoto e iku. Okay? If we are thinking about the tone. Okay, this is not the most accurate way, but I would think that you want to think about it like that. So maybe you heard about pitch accents, right? So that is true. You need to consider the pitch, high, low, or medium. Okay. So Aki no Kyoto e iku. Okay. So it's actually more like Aki no Kyoto e iku. It's like that. Okay? This may be totally BS, by the way. This is how I pronunciate Japanese, and depending on the region that you're from, pitch accents get thrown out of the window, which is why some people say it's a bunch of bullshit. It makes no sense, and there's no point learning it because everybody's different. There is some credibility to that, but I also think that I'm right, so there you go. Okay, we're gonna move on. So I spent a little bit of time explaining about more about this sentence, just to give you a taste of what I can talk about. But feel free to interrupt me anytime so that if you have any questions, that's okay too. Okay, so I guess this is our Dana-chan. Kind of looks pretty smug. Okay, so let's move on to the second page. It's pretty cute, huh? I see how it is, Luna. You're already thinking about some thoughts about this dog, huh? Okay, anyways. We're gonna have next page. Next page. Okay, let me bring up the dice again. Unless somebody wants to just go ahead and read. Anybody want to just go ahead and read?
Sure, why not?
Okay, great. Go ahead.
Hayaku ikitai waku waku.
Okay. There's more.
Rest 2? Sure.
Yeah.
Shiba Inu no Dena-chan wa Roshia Sankuto pe teru buru go no inu desu. Sa Nihon e ikimashou.
Okay, so what does this mean?
That's a good question.
Good question
I can't-
indeed.
either reading or comprehending. It's about Dina-chan again.
Uh-huh.
I don't know what Rosha means.
Uh-huh. No problem.
Sankutope teru buruku. I don't know. I mean, it says dog again in the third
Uh-huh.
line.
Uh-huh. What about this line?
Well, Japan. Well, let's go to Japan. I guess.
Yes. Okay. That is good. That is good. Or that's pretty accurate. That's pretty accurate. Okay. So the point of Tadaku readings is you just try your best at trying to understand what it is, and you pick up little pieces, right? You pick up little pieces. It says dog here, you know, it's Japan and go, so maybe it's talking about going to Japan. You know, that's essentially what you're trying to do in Tadaku readings, and no judgment here, right? Unless you're me. But anyways, let's move on. So I'm gonna, for the sake of time, because it's already 30 minutes in, I'm going to actually read it again, and I want you to read it again, actually, Double Turtle, because there are some parts about your pronunciation that I like to point out. Okay.
Okay.
I totally forgot about this bubble. Do you know what this says?
I wanna go. I don't know what waku waku is.
Okay.
I wanna go quickly. Hayaku ikitai. I wanna go quickly.
Isn't
I
it
guess.
just wagging the tail?
Actually, it was like the heart beating, like an onomatopoeia
Waku
for the
waku.
heart beating. Yeah, like excitement.
Excitement, yes. So waku waku is an example of well, is it Gyongo? No, I guess it's not Gyongo. It's Gitaigo, I think what it's called. Okay, so well, okay, I'm jumping the gun here. Okay, let's start from the beginning. So hayaku ikitai. Hayaku ikitai. I want to go quickly, right? Waku waku. Waku waku is what's called a gitaigo, or in other words, it's a word that's like a sound effect, but it doesn't describe a sound, it describes a state. Okay, so waku waku is excited, right? Excitement itself doesn't have any sound, right? But if you're in anime world, it does have a sound, right? It's like there's some like weird sound effect that happens when somebody's going, wow, you know? So that's what this is, okay? Why does Japanese have that? Well, you know, why not, right? I don't know why. Why not? So here, we already get some plot. We already get some amazing twists, right? So, 柴犬のデイナちゃんはロシア、サンクトペルトブルクの犬です。So this Shiba Inu, Dana, is actually a dog from Russia, of all places. So that's what Russia is. It's literally Russia, okay? So
Makes sense.
Yeah. And then here, this big katakana here that you can't comprehend, it's St. Petersburg. Sancto
Oh.
Petersburg. Do you get it? St. Petersburg.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's saying the Shiba Inu Dana is actually is a dog from St. Petersburg in Russia, right? So we already get some amazing twists. We thought this cute dog was a 100% Japanese, but no, we already found out that is totally wrong. Wow. Okay. So there you go, St. Petersburg. See, I didn't scroll down because I didn't wanna spoil this amazing anime plot of this dog going to St. Petersburg. You can imagine that there's some like anime music playing in the background while the dog is flying over to Japan. Okay, this is supposed to be a J. I forgot to lift up my mouse. So then it says sa Nihon e ikimashou. So sa is like okay, or well then, right? Let's go to Japan. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and translate it so that we are not spending too much time on this. I want everybody to just get pronunciation practice. So now I ask you to read again. So I want you to read this sentence. Hayaku ikitai. Can you read that again?
Hayaku ikitai.
Okay, that's much better, probably because you heard me. But then at the very, so that's fine, right? But I think what I would describe your pronunciation as stereotypically American or stereotypically Western, right? There's nothing wrong with that because you are Western and you probably are proud, whatever nation you're from, citizen. But since we're learning Japanese, we gotta start practicing some Japanese standard accents. So can you say this one more time?
Hayaku ikitai.
Hayaku ikitai. So the difference here is ikitai. Okay. How I hear it is ikitai. So I sort of hear it like this, or it's like this. Okay, it's kind of slowly sloping the pitch. But with Japanese, it's quite angular. It's like this. Okay? Ikitai. Or ikitai. Okay, I can't draw. So, ikitai is how you would pronounce it.
Ikitai.
Yeah.
So, I'm just getting
hayaku,
loud.
Yeah. Hayaku ikitai.
Ikitai.
And then another thing about Westerners often is that they will sort of change the tempo of when they're talking. So instead of saying hayaku ikitai, it becomes hayaku ikitai, right? Ikitai. Instead, you want to do it something like ikitai. So oftentimes Japanese is either a vowel, V, or a consonant plus a vowel, right? So E is just a vowel, E. Ki is Ki, right? Ki, I can't write, but Ki, wow, that's a big dot. And then ta is Ta, right? Ta.
Yeah.
So it's consonant vowel, or vowel. So each unit, like this, you have to think about it as its own syllable that's very, very well defined, okay? This is not the best way to understand the Japanese when you go beyond just a very beginner level, but if you're at a beginner level, this is a good way to think about it, okay? So, ikitai, ikitai. It's just that in each unit, the pitch might be different. So, how I would think about it is ikitai, or maybe it's something like this, okay? Ikitai, right? It doesn't really flow into each other. It doesn't really flow like that. Yeah. So, anyways, I hope that gives some insight for some people who are wondering, okay, how do I enunciate better in Japanese? So I'm gonna move on so that I can let other people talk. Oh, okay. So We are in Japan. Okay. So who wants to read? Should I roll the dice? I might roll the dice just to make it random and chaotic. Okay, so I roll the dice. It's 17, which means it's garlic. Would you like to read? Speaking about pitch access that you just asked about. Maybe you can just practice it on your own.
Wait, what was your question again?
Can you read the text on screen?
Yes. Kansai Kuko ni kimashita.
Skimashita, yeah, okay. And then what? And then the stuff that what was his name again? I forgot his name already.
Dana-chan.
Yeah, Dana-chan. There we go.
Okay. Wow, suge.
Okay. Okay, so what do you think this means?
Honestly, I have no idea.
No problem. Anybody else want to help? Anybody else want to help, Garlic?
Arrived in Kansai Airport.
Yes, arrived in Kansai Airport. So Dana-chan arrived in Kansai Airport. Now, this sentence is very interesting because there is no subject. So it's like, who? Right? So this is a problematic... I actually want to talk about this because I think this is super interesting. You might not, but who cares, right? So the thing about Japanese is that it's quite lenient in terms of subject agreement. So oftentimes, very simple sentences in Japanese don't have any defined subject, and you have to figure it out from context or from textual evidence, right? So here, it literally says, Kansai Airport, Kansai Kuko, ni, to, tsukimashita, arrived. So, arrived in Kansai Airport is literally what it says. Who arrived in Kansai Airport? Was it Dana-chan? Was it you? Was it the reader? Was it this guy over here? Was it the pilot? Who knows? Well, you do know, right? This question mark is elucidated based on context, right? This is really annoying when you're translating. Sometimes the subject is really, really unclear, and you can't really tell. That's really annoying sometimes. But it is a factor of the language. So this sentence actually has no clear subject, but you can tell that it's talking about Dana-chan here. Yeah. Okay. So, I don't know why, but my chat keeps disappearing. Okay, there you go. Okay. Wa, suge. Okay. So wa is like wow, or wowzers, or yippee-doo-day, or whatever you like. You know, I don't know. Some people say yippee-doo-day, right? Suge. Okay, suge. You gotta have that like long drawl in the end. Suge. Right? The more you do it, the more suged you are. You know, it's a suge factor, as some people would call it. Maybe just me. But anyways, suge is sugoi, right? Sugoi. Sugoi means amazing, right? And it's sugoi turned into sort of a slang. So suge. So if you see it, you know, translated in some speed subs as suge, like that, you know they're wrong because that's not what it says. It means amazing, or like. So if you were to localize this, right? If you were to turn it into a English equivalent, it might be something like, oh, I know. It might be something like this, right? Wow, we are getting lit up in here. Look at this amazing Zoomer language, right? So that's, I'm not even kidding. Like, that's, you could translate it as that if you wanted to make people mad, I guess. You know, if I was more serious, I might do something tubular. Okay, I like this suggestion. Tubular, bro. You know, I like that. That's really good. Maybe if they're, I don't know, maybe if they're from California or something. You know, maybe if I don't want to use Pog, I would use something like dang or like wow, right? Just wow is probably okay. Like holy, holy Jesus. You know, I don't know if a dog, maybe you know, the dog is from St. Petersburg, right? Maybe he's Catholic or something, or what's it? Russian Orthodox, right? Is that what it's called? You know, maybe he says Holy Mother Mary. I don't know, something like that. I don't know Russian, so Western Orthodox. There you go. So you know, have fun. This is what makes translating fun. Is trying to figure out what the best way to interpret suge is, right? That's peak translating right there. Okay, I'm wasting so much time. Okay, let's keep on going. And I think my oh, I thought it crashed. Okay, so what is this? Ooh, it's a train sign. And you see this JR. JR is the, wow. JR is a train company in Japan. It's nationalized, but it's private. It's very interesting. And we're going, it seems to, or this place is Kyoto, it seems like. Okay, next person. Wow, we are already 45 minutes in. This is gonna definitely extend an hour and a half or maybe 2 hours. I don't remember what else I need to do today. So let me think about when I need to go. Oh, I don't need to go. Okay, great. So we can keep on going however long I can hold my voice. We'll see. Okay, let's roll again. Let's roll and see who the fates decide. Oh, we have 18 people now. 18. Okay. Okay, Garlic, you already went. 10. Okay. Morgan, would you like to read this passage?
Sure. Kyoto ni tsukimashita. Suku ryokan ni ikimasu.
Okay, and then this little message here.
Tsukareta.
Yes, but then you gotta extend it, right? You see this bar here. You want to try again?
Tsukareta.
Yeah, there we go. There you go. You gotta put some emotion into the voice acting, right? This is actually a voice acting recruitment session. If you thought this was Japanese class, you were sorely wrong. I can't talk. This is actually voice acting recruiting. So I'd like to see your resumes after class. Oh, somebody left. Okay. So 京都に着きました。すぐ旅館に行きます。Okay, what do you think this means?
I don't know. I don't have any idea.
That's okay. How about some terminology? Maybe you can spot some words, or maybe guess some guesses.
Maybe it is. I just came from Kyoto.
Okay, so that's the first sentence. What about the second one?
I don't know what ryokan means. So
that's okay.
But
what about this verb right here?
The dog goes to ryokan.
Yes. Okay. The dog is going to the ryokan, whatever ryokan is. What about what he says here?
It's like I'm fit or something. I'm tired.
Yeah. There we go. There you go. You probably have heard some of your favorite VTubers say it's karetana or something like that, or maybe they don't because they're super genki as fuck. Who knows, right? Anyways, so 京都に着きました. Okay, 京都に着きました. 着きました is arrived. We actually see it in the. Oops. I went too far up. Hold on. 京都に着きました. We actually see the same thing here. 関西空港に着きました. 京都に着きました. So it means we have arrived in Kyoto, right? But actually, I said we, but there is no subject here. I think from context, you can assume it's this guy over here. Dana-chan, right? So Dana-chan has arrived in Kyoto. すぐ旅館に行きます。旅館だっけ旅館だっけ杉さん、どっちだったっけ旅館Oh, anyways.
旅館だと思います。
旅館
いや、
旅館なんて単語使わないからさ、普通に。どうやって発音するのかよくわからない。旅館と聞きました。Okay, so we got a confirmation from another Japanese native that it's 旅館. So, すぐ旅館に行きます。Okay? Anybody know what 旅館 is? Maybe you can, if you know some kanji, you can assume, you can predict what it says. Oh, we have some translation attempts in the chat. This is good. Okay. Yeah, so I see it. It's like a hotel or maybe an inn, right? I would go with inn because ryokan is a much more traditional term for wherever you stay, right? If it's a hotel, most Japanese people would actually use literally the loan word hoteru, right? So if it's ryokan, it's probably more like a traditional Japanese inn, as some people are saying. So I might actually just, traditional Japanese inn is super long, right? So I might just say inn, or I'm going to the inn, or I'm going to the Japanese inn, or something like that, right? If you look at the kanji, I said maybe if you know kanji, you can guess what it means, because the kanji gives you clues as to what certain words mean. And this is why you must learn kanji, because kanji are contextual in and of itself. So this, ryo, is the kanji for travel, and kan is a word for like lodging. Okay, so it literally means travel lodging, ryokan, right? So do I know this term? No, I don't. It's not like I learned it as a word, but I actually know what these two kanji mean, so I can guesstimate as to what it means. I can do that really well because I can, but I don't know the onyomi kunyomi for a lot of things, so I can't help you there. But anyways, I hope that was interesting. So sugu. Anybody know what sugu means? What is this modifier term, sugu? Immediately, right now. There we go, straight away, right? So sugu means immediately. So by attaching sugu to the very beginning of the sentence, it means that we're going to be doing this very soon. So if you take out sugu, it still makes sense. Ryokan ni ikimasu. Dana-chan is going to the inn, right? By putting sugu in here, it becomes, it's it's an adverb, I think it is, in English. I don't know. Who knows about grammar? Grammar sucks. So sugu ryokan ni ikimasu means that Dana-chan is immediately going to the Japanese inn. So that sounds a little bit clunky in English. So if I was to translate it, I would say Dana-chan is going to the Japanese inn straight away, or maybe I would say like shortly after Dana-chan is going to the Japanese, and maybe that sounds a little bit more fluid there, more natural. Or maybe I'll say like Dana-chan headed to the Japanese inn, right? By using the term headed instead of just go, it sort of has a nuance that that's a immediate destination that this dog is heading towards. Okay, I hope that makes sense and that was interesting and helpful. Maybe it's not. Wow. Okay, I'm just not gonna comment on that. Okay, we are at the Japanese inn. Ooh, look. Your weeb senses might be tingling here. Look at how Japanese that looks. We have a tatami mat. We have one of those like strange like pedestal things that you're not supposed to stand on or sit on, unless you're like the Yakuza dad or something that you see in animes. You have this amazing weeb calligraphy. You have some closet space and some other closet space that fits nothing because they're so small. You have a random plant. This is peak Japanese, guys. Peak Japanese. Okay, anyways. So my Japanese classes tend to ramble on about random things in this Taroku reading. So if this is not what you came for, I bet you're sorely disappointed and I feel no shame. Okay, let's keep on going. Let's see, who's gonna read next? Um, we're gonna roll the dice. Oh, it's 16 people. I think they left after I said that this is a voice acting opportunity or voice acting preparation. Okay, kun, it is your turn to read.
All right. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, it shows up. Never mind. All right. 旅館の部屋へ入ります。とても疲れてます。でも、散歩に行きます。
Ooh, I love your very quick but accurate reading there. I have no words. 合格だね。旅館の部屋へ入ります。とても疲れています。でも、散歩に行きます。Okay. Can you tell us what this means?
I have no clue. No, I'm kidding.
Okay. I think you know.
But going in the entering the room of the inn and then totally tired, but gonna go for a walk.
Okay.
A stroll.
Okay. So you took out the subject there on purpose, didn't you?
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
No. I'm not saying that's wrong. I'm saying that's a
Okay.
really good stylization, actually. So you made it sound like a song or something, but I don't know
Okay.
if that was your
Yeah,
intention.
that's what I was going for. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but let's say this was like a textbook that's pretty straightforward. How would you translate it?
What would they say?
Like what I
We're
mean is
entering
like it's
the
like
room. Oh,
Mhm.
sorry.
No, go ahead.
Oh, we're entering the. Oh, or maybe I'm.
Yeah, so who's it
Okay.
talking about?
Yeah. So I guess I entered the room, but I'm tired. And I'm
Mhm.
tired, but gonna go for a walk.
Yeah.
Probably.
So you turned first person there. I like how you're really embodying Dana-chan. Maybe maybe you think that you are Dana-chan. No
Yeah,
judgment
that's
there.
what.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. But you said I am. And there's nothing wrong with that actually. Maybe the story did turn into Dana-chan's point of view, right?
Okay.
So yeah, I'm heading into the room in the inn. I'm very tired, but I need to go for a walk, because Dana-chan is a good doggy. Unlike my dog. My dog sucks, by the way. So if you... Okay, well, actually, let's not open this can of worms. I'm not going to talk about my dog. Okay. Oh yeah, there's a little bit from Dana-chan herself. You want to read this?
Sure. お腹すいた。ご飯食べたい。
Yeah, there you go. お腹すいた。ご飯食べたい。ご飯食べたい。
ご飯食べたい。
So what does this mean?
My stomach is empty and I want to eat. Food?
My stomach is empty. I don't know if I would translate it like that though.
I'm hungry.
Yeah, I'm
famished.
hungry. I'm famished. So maybe Dana-chan says, "Bruh, I'm famished. I need some good eats." Right? Okay. So yeah, so yes, Gohan. So very, very confusing. I guess one thing that I would say about this is Gohan. Okay? Gohan tabetai. So in Japanese, they use the term Gohan to mean a meal, which you could just translate it to food, or you could use it to mean rice. So people sometimes get confused if they're very, very new. Like, why is it always rice? Do Japanese people love rice that much that every time they talk about meals, they're talking about rice? Well, yes, I eat rice almost every single meal, actually. But
It's too good not to.
It's too good. Rice is life. Yeah, in Japanese, rice and meals are synonymous, essentially.
Okay. I have a question though.
Yeah, sure.
So
Oh, okay.
heard like kome thrown around as well for rice. Is that? I mean, do they? Would would like 米を食べたい or 米食べたい like
Oh,
work
that's
in
right.
that?
米食べたい
sense? I
米食べたい
Hmm.
米食べたい sounds like you are a little bit 中二病 or something. You would not use that terminology because 米 is like very much rice. It's like it only means rice.
Okay.
So you would literally be saying, I want to eat rice, which sounds weird in English. I mean, it's not incorrect, but it does sound a bit weird, and it equally sounds a bit weird in Japanese as well. You know, if you're really hungry for rice, you might say 米食べて, right?
I'm just dying for rice.
Yeah, just dying for rice, you know. Another thing, you know, I see it in the chat is it's weird because kome usually describes uncooked rice. You know, it's like the rice grains. So if you're like kome tabete, right, you might get weird looks, right? Or people might think you're joking around a little bit. Yeah.
Unless you're into that kind of thing.
Unless you're into that, yeah.
Uncooked rice. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
So
Well, thanks.
so then I think there's a fierce debate going on in the chat of does it mean rice or does it mean uncooked rice? The thing about kome is that it insinuates uncooked rice. It doesn't necessarily mean it, but it insinuates it. Whereas gohan is what most people would use for cooked rice. So if you don't use gohan for cooked rice, and if you say kome, people will misunderstand you and would maybe ask you to, would be like, come again, you know, excuse me, kind of thing. So it is definitely weird there. So, okay. Wow, we are already an hour in. Oh my god, look at this ramen. I was gonna stop, but this ramen is really good. Oh, look at that. What a cute dog. Okay. Let's see how much longer. Holy cow, there's a lot more pages. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is, oh, it meets a friend. Okay, spoilers. Okay. What I think I'm gonna do is I will. Holy cow, there's a lot more. Okay. If you like to see the rest of this story, come to the next Japanese class. Ha ha ha. Okay, we're gonna move on. Sorry guys. I would like to get to some other things too, in case people are. This is too small brain for them. So if you like Taroku readings, it's good to let me know if you'd like to keep doing this kind of thing. They're really easy to do. And I can talk on and on about this and point out little quips or vocab or terminology or grammar or like factoids, such as like our weeb room right here, you know. So I could do all of that when I do Taroku readings. So I could keep doing that if you want. This class is almost like a sampler, I guess. I'm gonna move on to this, which is kanji de manga. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is there's 50-ish pages, so I'm gonna let the random generator roll for us. Last time I had people in chat shout out numbers, and I picked one that I liked, but that's gonna be crazy. So I'm gonna go like this. Okay, 50. What the hell? I feel like this random number generator is not very random. Okay, let me roll a couple times. Okay, now the next one. 28. Okay, let's see. 28. Week. Okay, our kanji for the day is either week or no. Which one would you guys like to cover? No or week? I'm just gonna look at the chat for a couple of seconds. Oh, remove the browser. Sorry. I need another monitor. Okay. Week. Okay, it seems like there's more calls for week instead of no. Okay. So we're gonna go for week. No, weak. Let's do both. We could do both. I don't know. I might go on a tangent with this one again. It depends on the manga that they have. So this is weak. Okay, shu. Okay, so the reading for this kanji is shu. Okay, so you can use it as senshu, konshu, shumatsu. So actually, all of these terms are often used. Senshu, konshu, shumatsu. They're pretty common terminology words. Like weekend is almost always shumatsu. And then yeah, one thing about kanji, if you're super N5, maybe you haven't really hit kanji yet, but usually there's two readings for kanji. There's onyomi and kunyomi. Okay, and then onyomi is the Chinese reading, and then kunyomi is the Japanese reading. There's two phonetics for each kanji, often. Sometimes there's even more. It's a pain. It really sucks, and it's annoying. But that's just how they made it when they invented kanji, because the people who came up with Japanese are elitists. They didn't want the small brain peasants to know Japanese. This is a true story, I think. Anyways, what that means is if you're trying to learn Japanese, you suffer more. It's just what it is, you know. On the contrary, by the way, this is just an addendum, but on the contrary, Korean is a language that was made for the people, for the citizens, for the common man, so to speak. So Korean is actually really easy compared to trying to figure out all the kanji that's in Japanese. So Korean also uses their own kanji called hanja, but it's very rare actually. You don't need to know it. So that's a little factoid for you there. Okay, we're gonna look at this manga, and I'm gonna have somebody read it, and then guess as to what it means. So these manga in this book is very, very gentle. Everything is in hiragana except for the kanji of the day. So who wants to read it? Let's see. I'm just gonna roll the generator and not show it on screen because I keep forgetting to take it off. 17. Okay, 3. Oh, it's wait. Oh yeah. Pogman, you're up. You wanna read this? You wanna read this epic manga? Or can you not talk? You. Come on, talk. Read the ancient texts for us. Oh, okay.
Hello.
Oh, there you go.
Can you hear me?
Hi. Yes.
Yo.
Yes.
明日は月曜日。1週間で経つのが早いな。早く寝なさい。もう遅いわよ。
Okay. Can you read this sentence again? This one over here.
Which one?
Wait. This one.
一週間で経つのか。早いな。
There you go. Okay. That sounds a lot better. So what do you think? Do you think that it's actually easier to read if it's all in hiragana?
With furigana, sure, but no.
Yeah, I don't think so either. So Japanese is really hard to read if it's just hiragana. So even though kanji is kind of makes you suffer, if everything is in hiragana, it's really, really hard to read because you don't know where the phonetics go. You don't know where the words are split, right? This is where I don't understand Korean, like how they deal with that. I guess it's easier for them because they just deal with it. But here it's really hard to figure out where the words are. So it's actually here, or more like here, and then here. Okay. 1週間って経つのが早いな. And then you can replace this with a kanji if you want. But yeah, so what is this saying? What do you think?
I guess a week has passed. I'm not sure though.
Can you start from the beginning?
I guess tomorrow is the start of another week. I'm not sure, but
Sure, sure. And then a week has passed, and then what does the mom say? Oops. What does the mom say?
hurry up and help me here. I guess.
Hurry up and help me here. Okay. And then over here?
I don't really know. Sorry.
Okay, that's fine. Anybody want to help out here? What does the mom say? There's two things that she says.
I think she says she tells the kid to sleep already because it is already late.
Yeah, there you go. So it's actually, if the kanji is here, it's actually easier. But she says, 早く寝なさい. 早く寝なさい. もう遅いわよ. Right. So go to sleep. It's already late. Right, is what she says here. So the first panel, or wait, is this? Wait, what order does this go in? Oh my god, it goes left to right. How cursed is this? Oh my god, these panels go left to right. So actually, this is the first panel. And then this is the second panel, even though you read... Yeah, anyways. It's kind of weird, but... So what was I doing? So yeah, he says, tomorrow is the start of a new week, right? That's a good localization. It's kind of long, but that's not incorrect. But 月曜日 here is, can I type here? Can I type here? 月曜日. Right. So 月曜日. 月曜日 is actually Monday. So you could even say tomorrow is Monday, ... 1週間って経つのが早いな. So 1週間ってis a casual way of saying 1週間は. 1週間は. This is a little bit advanced, I think, for N5 and N4. So your heads might have exploded there, but don't worry about it. 1週間って経つのが早いな. It's really fast. 1 week passes by really quickly, is what it means, right? So if I was to put the kanji in it, 1週間って経つのは早いな. Right? Is how you would write it with the kanji. 1週間って経つのは早いな. So yeah, he's talking very casually here. So instead of saying 早いです, 早いな, there's a na, right? So that's what he's saying. And somebody said, why is he happy about that, right? So it's actually not happiness. You see this sweat bubble here? So he's like kind of feeling a little bit of existential dread. Maybe he has some homework to do, but he never got around to it. Very relatable, right? Hashtag relatable. Maybe he's just kind of having a Chunibyo philosophical mood moment. You know, he's like, oh my god, you know, it's deep. You know, 1 week has already passed. Wow, kind of thing. He's probably only like 5, so he's probably not thinking that hard. Okay, maybe he's older than 5. Maybe he's like 7. But then there's also this text here that I didn't ask anybody to read, but it says shimijimi, right? So shimijimi, does anybody know what that means? This is hard, actually. Anybody can unmute themselves, or I'm looking at the chat too, the Discord chat. The YouTube chat keeps closing on me. I mean, the tatsu, yeah, I think both work. Shimichanga, thank you for that addition, Luna. Shimichanga. Anybody? Shimijimi. This is really tough.
Jimmy.
Wait, what?
It's about to be Jimmy right now.
It's Shimijimi.
Wait.
So, go ahead.
I was going to explain that. Like getting emotional.
Yes, emotional. Okay, don't read this text. This is wrong. Yes, it sort of means like emotional or being pensive. You know the pensive emoji? It's like that. Let me see if I can bring it up. Where is the pensive emoji? It's literally this. Oh wait, where'd it go? I can't believe I'm writing this in Japanese class. Okay, I can't get it to appear for some reason, but it's literally the pensive emoji. Like that's what it means. Shimijimi, right? So shimijimi is like if you know the term shimiru, I think, right? Is it shimiru? It's like absorb or like soak, and then jimi is like sort of emphasizing that. I don't know how to explain it, but yeah, it's like pensive, essentially, right? So that's the expression that he's trying to show. So good point there, Luna. It's why is he happy? He's not happy. He's like being pensive about it because he's 8 and he thinks 1 week passing is a pretty pensive mood right there. Maybe he's right, you know. Nobody likes Mondays, you know. Maybe we all relate, but the mom doesn't care. You know, the mom's like, yo, what are you doing? Stop being an anime character right here. You got work to do tomorrow. You got school to go to. So hayaku nenasai, right? So if I was to write it in kanji, it would be hayaku nenasai, right? So go to sleep, and she's not using slang. She means business, right? She's saying hayaku nenasai. It's actually very commanding. It's sort of a commanding tone. Go to sleep already. So instead of saying please go to sleep or go to sleep, I might actually say go to sleep already, just to point out the commanding tone or the harshness. It's not really harsh. It's more commanding and turt, right? Or terse. That's a word. Mo osoi wa yo. So here it's very interesting. Well, mo osoi wa yo. So you might think, okay, where is the grammar change here? Why is it wayo, right? So this is what I would call mom talk or mom speech, or if you like, ara speech, right? So by putting wayo, it sort of signifies sort of a mom-like speech. I'm not even kidding. Like this is true. Whereas baby speech? We'll go to next. So this is like a obasan speech, right? It's like a mom or like a auntie speech, I guess. Okay. So mo osoi wa yo. So if you were to use it in standard speech, it would say mo osoi desu yo, or mo osoi desu, or mo osoi yo, right? If you were talking to a friend, you might say mo osoi yo, right? And that's a casual form of saying osoi desu, or osoi desu yo, right? But then since it's a mom, it's osoi wa yo, So this isn't always true. You know, this isn't a steadfast rule, but looking at it, I can immediately tell that this is, you know, a mom talking about it, or maybe an auntie kind of type figure. Okay. So I thought that was interesting. So even from this one panel, we can extract a lot of information. This is a joy of learning. I can't believe I actually said that. Yeah,
Can
go
I ask
ahead.
a question? Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I was asking before as well, when she's saying mo osawayo, couldn't it also mean like, oh gosh, you're so slow or something like that?
Yes. Yes. If you were to translate it, you might say, "Oh gosh, you're so slow," right? Because I could imagine a mom saying, "Oh gosh." You know, instead of saying you're late or it's already late, you could say you're so slow. Or oh gosh, it's so late. Something along those lines. I think anything like that would work here.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, that's my opinion. Some people may disagree, but I think that's okay. And then this cute here. So how would you translate this if you were to draw it out in like a English sound effect? This is definitely a gyongo, a sound effect. SFX that actually is a sound. So you might wonder what is making this cute sound, right? I know immediately it's a marker. It's a marker scraping onto the, you know, the material here. You know how sometimes it kind of makes like a whining sound when you swipe? That's what cute is. Okay? It's like a squeak. Yes. So I would go with squeak, right? I would not write pen writing, or I would not write Q. Okay, K-Y-U-U. You wouldn't write that. I would write squeak or swipe, something like that. Right? So that's what I would do. Okay, let's see what the translation is. Okay, there's official translations that gets attached to this, and usually they kind of suck. Okay, so here it says sound a pencil on paper. Okay, first of all, dude, this is not a pencil. That is obviously a marker, right? What kind of pencil looks? Okay, maybe it is. Maybe it kind of looks like a pencil, but it's too fat, you know. Okay, so already it's wrong. And I wouldn't write sound a pencil on paper really long here, but whatever, it's okay. I guess they're not trying to typeset, so okay. So it says here, tomorrow's Monday. The week sure goes by quickly. I actually like this. The week sure goes by quickly. That's a really good phrasing right there. Tomorrow's Monday, ... The week sure goes by quickly. Shimi, sound of confidence. Well, I don't think that's right. Maybe that's right. But I don't think that's right. So this whole thing about pensive might have been totally wrong. So I guess, I don't know. Actually, let's search this up. Let's find out if I'm wrong. Okay, I'm gonna search this up right now. Okay. Let me bring the screen up. Shimi to wa. Okay. Yeah, this is totally wrong. So, 心の奥から深く感じる様。心を開いて印象と向き合う様。じっとする様。しみじみと自分の顔を眺める。This is definitely pensive, okay? It's like emotional, heartfelt. It literally says, opening up your heart and facing the other person in an honest fashion. Looking at something intentionally. Feeling from the bottom of your heart. This is very pensive mood, okay? So this translation right here is utter crap. F's in the chat, I guess, for this book. So I don't recommend having a lot of confidence in the translation here. 早く寝なさい。もう遅いわよ。Hurry up and go to bed. It's already late. So here, I mean, it's not a bad translation, but I could stylize it more to be like a mom, right? So I already talked about that. But the general translation here is accurate, especially the parts where it's actually text. instead of like sound effects and stuff. Okay, so that took 20 minutes. I hope you enjoyed that. I really like talking about translating while looking at manga, so that's why I do this. I think it makes it a little bit more interesting, and it introduces slang or certain terminology like this ara talk. And I think that's, well, that's obviously not going to come up on an N5 test. I would be surprised if it does. It's also very interesting to know. And honestly speaking, you know, I know what you guys want. You guys want to learn Japanese so that you can read these mangas or watch some animes or talk to your favorite VTubers, right? So why not, you know, engage with the medium? That's what I say. Okay, so I'm gonna move on. Wow, we are already an hour and a half in. I'm gonna do one last thing, which is, where is it? Here it is. Wait, that's not right. Here it is. Okay, so I want to go through this book. We can go through the wide world of Desu, but we can also do some other topic. Screw what I want to do, right? We could also do some other topics like Yoroshiku onegai shimasu, or Sorry, or feminine speech. Gaijin Burupa is a good one. Hiragana, katakana to manga. Brief introduction to written Japanese at the phonetic level. So there are some interesting things. Ateji, okay, we're not doing ateji. Dozo, okay, how do you use dozo? Or baka, or shitsure, right? The good word, ii no iroiro. So how do you use the term ii? Or yatta. So there's a whole bunch of this, and then there's baby talk. Informal politeness, introductions, nani-nani-sama. The wide world of desu no sekai. I actually thought this one was interesting too, so I picked it. But is there anything that people want to do? Just type in the chat what you want to do, and I'll see what seems to be getting the most amount of terms, or getting the most amount of stuff. What about the comic translations? Oh, yeah, about that. I didn't finish, so maybe next time. Yeah. I mean, this is all recorded, so don't worry. Yeah, sorry. Okay, I think it's either baby talk or ateji. I'm not gonna do ateji. I mean, it's gonna be super hard to explain, and I don't even know how to explain it. Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay. Let's do it. Let's do a vote. Okay. I'm gonna do it on the chat. Can I show the chat? Let me show the chat on screen. Hold on. Bam. Bam. Hold up. Bam. Okay. So Ateji or okay, vote on here. Okay, you gotta respond. So you can pick Aqua. What the heck? Aqua. Or no, wait, stop reacting. Or Luna. Okay, so pick one of these. Holy cow, that's all. That's a lot. Okay, this is a fierce fight. Okay, we're tied. Okay, we're tied right now. Oh. This is exciting. This is top drama. Okay. Wow, this is like very close. Okay, who keeps switching their votes? Okay. I'm gonna give it a few more seconds, and I'm just gonna go with whatever I look at and then see has more votes. Okay. Why did I get that notification? Okay. Anyways. Okay, okay. It's Luna Talk. Okay, has 10 votes versus 9 for. No, I know it changed, but I looked at it and that's what I saw. Okay, we're gonna go with Baby Talk. Okay, you asked for it. It's not as interesting as Luna Talk, by the way. But it is how they write Baby Talk in Japanese. An introduction to Japanese toddlerese. Words used only by small children, how babies tend to mispronounce some sounds, and how adults tend to talk to babies. Okay? Let's start. Let's hajime start. There it is. Okay, I actually covered this in a prior lesson, but there you go. So, first of all, a disclaimer. Don't take anything that you read or hear in the next 20 minutes or so as proper grammar, because it's not, okay? The whole point of Baby Talk is that they don't speak grammatically correctly. So just if you're just learning Japanese, you don't want this to taint your perceptions of Japanese, okay? And no, Luna does not always talk like this, okay? Not the Luna in the chat, the Himemori Luna, right? I think it's based, but whatever. So, I mean, you can read this later if you want, but just some things about Baby Talk that are some patterns, so to speak. I say patterns, not rules, because there are no rules. There are no rules when you're talking about babies, okay? Some things are, which I think are really interesting, are phonetic changes. Okay, so it says here, this change from S or SH to CH is the most prominent mispronunciation. So instead of saying hoshi, I mean hoshi, I'm already going crazy. Instead of saying hoshi, it's hochi, right? That's Baby Talk. Instead of using stuff like neru for sleep, it's nenne suru, right? Stuff like this are sort of pervasions of grammar that Baby Talk would be associated with. Again, this is from manga, right? So they have to be able to express the Baby Talk in text. So that's the kind of changes that they would, that authors would deliberately make. Instead of using da or desu, like kore da, kore desu, you might end it in yo, kore yo, neru yo, right? Nemasu. Instead of saying nemasu, it's neru yo, right? Or are yo, right? Instead of are desu. Are desu. Instead of saying are desu, it might be are yo, right? These are all sorts of different changes and modifications to the grammar that might be using. So let's look at some examples, okay? So this one is already Galaxy Brain, so Luna Galaxy Brain here. Wan-wan-chan, okay? So this is double Baby Talk, I would say, right? So instead of saying it's a dog, you say, oh my god, it's a wan-wan, right? So the baby's saying wan-wan, and the mom is saying, yeah, it's a wan-wan, right? So what would the localization be? It might be like saying like, I don't know, if you want to go really crazy, you can say it as arf arf, right? Oh, it's a arf arf, right? I might even write it as idza, right? Like actually like slur it, because babies wouldn't be able to pronounce that very well. So instead of saying it's a, I might say like is a, right? Like that, right? If I want to go crazy. But the most important thing is wan-wan, right? But if I don't want to be that crazy, I might do like doggy, right? It's a bow chicka wow wow. Bow chicka bow wow. Bow bow. I can't even say that. A bow wow, right? Yeah. So maybe a bow wow, right? So it says here, perhaps something like calling a dog a bow wow, right? So this is definitely Baby Talk, right? And the mom is repeating it and says, so yo, that's right. Are wa wan-wan-chan yo. So this is super common, okay, for moms to do, or people that are kind of affirming a baby to do, is to attach a I don't know what the chankun those are called, but attach that, right? So add it to the name. it's to personify whatever they're talking about, right? So that's right, it's a bow wow, it's a doggy, right? And then what's a yo here, right? So I really like this textbook or this book because it translates it into, it adds some romaji, but also it explains each word very, very specifically. So the yo here doesn't actually mean anything, right? So for example, like ayame says, adds yo to everything, right? So yo. It's very hard to translate actually, because it doesn't actually have much meaning. It's an emphasis point, okay? But then she also uses yo to in the terms of as in yodayo, right? Actually, there it's being used twice in both contexts, so in both meanings. So oops. Yo. Okay, there we go. Right, when she says this, oh, I can't believe Ayame is being brought up into this conversation instead of Luna, but when she says this, yo is a very archaic form of saying me, okay? So that's what this kanji is. You will almost never see it. It's used by like royalty, like very old like rulers would maybe calling themselves yo, right? And then the da yo here is the emphasis point that's used in the baby talk, okay? So it's actually, so how would you translate this in English? It is thine, or it is thine, maybe? I don't know. It is, I don't know. If I was to go crazy, I might do something like that. Thine is like the old English term for me, right? You don't have to do this. Anyways, that's a little bit of a segue, but not a segue. It's a little bit of a off-topic thing, but anyways, here I just wanted to say that the yo is an emphasis point. It doesn't actually add anything, so don't think so hard about it, right? It's just a way to end a sentence to point out something, right? So both terms here, both parts of the sentence here are pointing out. Sodayo is that's right. So she's saying, yes, that, right? So that's why the yo is added. Arewa wanwan-chan da yo, or arewa wanwan-chan yo, right? So she actually even dropped the da, which I added naturally, pointing out sort of expanding on what the soul is, right? So what is she pointing out? She's pointing out the doggy. So she's saying that. That's right, it's a bow wow, right? Is how you would probably translate it. So the translations in this are pretty good. So here, there's even a grammatically correct explanation, which is the mother uses the emphatic particle yo like a verb, or you could say that she has dropped the verb da or desu. This is a proper way of thinking about it. I'm not big brain enough to know the grammar, so that's why I didn't explain it like that. Yeah, okay, so that might have made some people really confused. Oh, is it not thine? It is thy. Okay. Okay, maybe it's that. I don't know. Oh, it's you. I don't know. Is there an archaic me? It is. Tis I. Yes, there you go. I knew there was a better term. Tis I. I forgot the I. Whatever. Tis I. Yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna move on because that's what you asked for. Okay. Oh my god, this is crazy. And these are real panels from real manga, by the way. I really appreciate that. Boo boo. Okay. So this is like baby sounds. Baby sounds, right? This is sort of a double entendre here. Is that the right term? Double entendre? It's sort of making fun of itself. Okay. Boo 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 could be a sound that babies make, but it also means honk honk, right? You can tell it's honk honk because of what the girl says here. Hagiwara says, yeah, there's a lot of honk honks, aren't there, right? So over here, boo 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 ippai ne, right? So here she deliberately simplifies the grammar here. If you were to talk properly, she might say something like, そうですね、ブーブーという音が多いですね。Right? ブーブーの音がいっぱいですね。Right? But instead of saying 音が, she just says ブーブーいっぱいね. Literally, you could translate it as, yeah, there's a lot of Hong Kongs. Right? That's why the translation says there's lots of Hong Kongs. Right? It sort of makes the Hong Kongs, the noise itself, into an object, right? So that's very typical in baby language. I'm gonna skip this one. I'm gonna move on to this one. This one Luna does use, right? So you might have noticed that she deliberately says hochi instead of hoshi, right? So that's baby talk. So ichigo yogurt hochi, right, is like a cute uwu term for hoshi, right? So the hoshi is phonetically changed into a chi sound and just literally is written like that in text. So if you don't know about this, if you look at this when you're translating, you might be really confused. What is hochi, right? If you search that up in the dictionary, you'll probably get nothing, right? So you need to understand this is baby talk and then start to decipher what the proper term is supposed to be. In this case, it would be hoshi, right? And now it makes sense. Ichigo yogurt hoshi. I want strawberry yogurt, right? So I want some strawberry yogurt. So if I was to translate this into English and keep a baby talk thing, how would I do it? I might do something, I want some, right? Strawberry yogurt, right? Introduce some uwu language. So I might do something like that, right? I want some, because that's grammatically incorrect, but babies might use a term like that. Or I might just use I want some. I might just keep I want some. If I don't want to go too crazy. I was about to say crazy. Gosh, this is a curse. So and maybe just by uwufying the strawberry, it gets a point across, right? I literally might do this if I was working on a translation of this, right? Similar thing here. Moshi moshi turns into mochi mochi, right? We don't know her exact age, but she might be a little older than Tomebo above, who is 2. So moshi moshi turns into mochi mochi, right? So if you were to think about it as uwufying it, that's basically what it turns into. Okay. If you were a bad translator and you see this, you might turn this into literally mochi mochi, which literally might be which translates into mochi, right? So you might translate it into rice cakes. But that's wrong, right? That is not pog, as somebody just said. You might even translate it into plump, or plump, or spoingy, right? Or sticky, right? Why? Some people might translate into this because mochi mochi can be interpreted as a not a giongo, gitaigo, right? Sound effect, right? Which is like spoingy or neba neba. What's neba neba in English? It's like tactile. You know, the feeling of mochi, right? Like mochi cake. It's like that feeling, like squishy. Oh, squishy. There we go, squishy, right? Squishy, squishy. If you see that, then you know that they've completely missed the point here. It's supposed to be hello, moshi moshi, that you say on the phone, but maybe uwufying it. So how would you do that? Well, that's easy, right? It would just be hello, right? So that's a translation there, right? So that's oh, okay. If you want to be let in, you gotta ask me because there's a role limitation. Here you go, Rast. Come in. Hello! Yes. Rast is better at Japanese than me. Well, probably. In terms of speaking, at least. So, oh my god, Choco. Here, sure, fine. Hold on. Here, now you guys can go in. Okay, so hello. Hello where? Hello there. Hello there. What is she saying? What does she want to talk about? What does she want to talk about? That's an old phone too. Look at that old phone. Look at those slippers. Anyways, yes. There's another example of this, chi, or there's a lot actually. Right? I like this one. This one can be interpreted really confusingly by some people too. You have to understand that, you know, manga is describing moving pictures, right? So, do itachimashite, itachimashite, I can't even say it. Do itachimashite, right? So it's actually one word, right? Connected, do itachimashite. So it's supposed to be do itashimashite, right? So do itashimashite is in itself a very complicated phrase. Do itashimashite, itashimashite, right? So there's hot debate for thousands of years in history about how to translate do itashimashite. Okay, so you can translate it as please take care of me from now on, or nice to meet you, or what's up, or it's great to see you. I hope we can work well together. You can translate it as very nice to meet you. All of these are fair game for do itashimashite, right? Highly contextual, and it really depends. So we can probably have a whole talk on do itashimashite. But anyways, here it's turning into do itachimashite. So the she's are literally turning into chi, and this baby is saying it, right? Do itachimashite. Oh, so they translate as not at all or you're welcome. Without context, I think those are fair game. But my guess here is when you bow to somebody, and the context probably here is that they're meeting each other for the first time, and it's the comedic act where it's funny because the baby is taking it really seriously. Ha ha ha, laugh everybody, ha ha ha. Okay, so I would translate it as going along with the serious act, right? I would translate it as something like, I hope we can work well together from now on, right? That's a little bit long. Maybe that's the issue here, right? But I would go something like that. So let's take that. I hope we can work well together. Okay, I'll cut it short like that, right? How do we make this into baby talk? Let's do this together, okay? I hope we can work well together. So any suggestions? No. Okay. How would I change this text to make it baby talk? This is not Japanese class anymore. This is baby talk class. Head empty, no thoughts. Nice. I hope we can get along. Yes, that's right. I hope we can get along. I like that rewrite. I hope we can get along. I actually like that. Nice to meet you. Oh, that's really nice too. Okay. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Don't mention it, Nora. I hope. So what I was going for is I hope we can get along. Something like that, because you can still read this, right? Maybe it's a little bit too much. Maybe I would get along. wet along. I don't know, something like that, right? Something like that. I do like nice to meet you, or what was it? We'll work well together. We'll work well together. We'll work well together. Like that. That's okay too. You know. So something like that. A wong. Oh, I see. A wong. Looks like starting to remind me of that game. But anyways, I won't go there. So somebody already said it. Okay. So yeah, that's baby talk. Okay. So maybe that was interesting for you to look at. Oh, there's a couple of others. Oh, this one is interesting too. Jitensha turns into jitencha. Here. So that's the same thing. Sho turns into cho. Okay, so the sus sound turns into the ch sound usually for baby talk, right? So itsu turns into ichu. So papa ichi mo osoi no ne, right? Itsumo turns into ichumo osoi no ne, right? So yeah, and then another thing is me on the third person. So this one is super anime, super Luna, right? So talking about yourself in the third person. So 止め棒ね、Machiko sensei no oyome-san ni naru no. Wow, that's kind of lewd. So Tomebo is talking about himself in the third person, right? So that's what happens here. I mean, I can go into this more, but I probably won't. So another example here. Soka. Sorry. Momoko ne ramen daisuki yo. Soka. So she's talking about herself in third person, Momoko. And then the big brain stuff is when adults start using it. Okay. So this one is a great example. Okay. So the mom, oh my god, look at her face. Look at his face. He's constipated right here. Okay. Look at the baby's face. Holy crap. This panel has gone places. Okay. So what is it? Chogakse. Hey, you should all listen to Chogakse. He's really good at singing. Anyways. So what's happening here? The mom is talking to the baby. And there's some I guess really weird stuff that's happening here, right? And if you can't incorporate it into translating, if you were to translate this, and if you can't really put out the nuance in there, I would say it's a little bit disingenuous because it's so deliberate and intentional here. Okay? お母さん行ってきまちゅね。いい子でしてね。いい子でいてね。Right? So here, the mom itself is starting to inherit. Inherit? I don't know if inherit is the right term here, but it's starting to replicate some of the baby talk when talking to the baby, right? So, I don't know, if you watch Disney movies, like I'm thinking The Incredibles, for example, the mom, I think, like does this on scene, right? So, it's the same thing in Japanese. It's like the same thing, right? So moms will talk to babies in sort of like a baby language, right? So the mom herself is referring to herself in the third person, お母さん, right? 行ってきまちゅね. So instead of 行ってきますね, it turns into 行ってきまちゅね, right? So that's phonetic change here from 行ってきます to ちゅ. And then there's an elongation of the ne, right? So sort of like how moms talk. It's like the ara, but it's for babies, right? With a ne. And then the ne here, again here, it's a colloquial kind of modifier, right? It's just a marker that's added to make it much more casual, right? So it could just be 行ってきまちゅ or いい子でいてね or いい子でいてよ, right? It might be yo, it might be ne, right? These are colloquial markers. Iko de ite ne is a bit of a weird sentence usually because it almost sounds like a fragment, like it's not a complete sentence. But that's you know, that's very accurate to how moms might talk, right? Well, I say right, I don't know if you know, but that's pretty accurate. So the translation here is not bad. You be good now, I especially like at the end. I might turn this into something that's more even babyfied, like mama's gonna be going out, gonna go, well, mama's going out for a while, and then maybe modify this a little bit. Going, I don't know, I would either turn it into slang like that, or I would uwify it, going, I don't know, but it's kind of weird in English if you uwify it for the mom. So I might just turn it into slang instead, right? Something like that. Anyways, there's a much more clear kind of explanation here, grammatically speaking, much more deliberate and detailed, precise. Yes, so Mama's weaving for a bit. Oh, I like that. Mama's weaving for a bit. See, this is why we need proofreaders. When you translate baby talk for, what's it, going on for like 25 minutes now, you start going insane, so you can't really think the best way. But yeah, anyways, that was baby talk. Look at this guy saying bye-bye. He's waving at you. Okay, so that was baby talk. I hope you had fun. My throat hurts now, so I think I might call it a close, and it's probably very late for some of you, so yeah. Anyways, today we did some Tadoko stories. We'll find out what happens to this uwu dog here. Uwu. That says uwu. We could do another one of these kanji things if people want. And I definitely like this book. I really like this book about explaining very much in detail some of these terms. I'm going to be putting links to these documents in the chat if you like. Feel free to, read them and use them for your own studies. I have other books too. But yeah, I guess I just want to end off with something interesting that I found in this book. This is a huge textbook. It's very academic on translations. I just found something here that I thought was really good. Where is it? It sort of explains why speed subbers are bad. That's why I thought it was really good. Where it be? Is it? Yeah, you can leave if you need to. This is just a totally like side point that I wanted to make because I just think it's hilarious. Where is it? Where is the... Oh my god. I'm going insane. What? Ah, yes, translator competence. Okay. If you want to translate, these are really good points. Linguistic and sociocultural knowledge of the source language and comprehension ability in it. So you need to understand both the linguistic and sociocultural knowledge of the source language and the ability, therefore, to have comprehension ability. Linguistic and social translation of the target language and expressive ability in it. So note how she says, this is Dr. Hasegawa. She says expressive ability instead of comprehensive ability for the target language. So there's a difference there, right? I usually say you need proficiency in source language and mastery in translation in the target language. You need to comprehend what the source is, but then you need to be able to express it the right way in the target language. What that means is you have to be able to localize well. That's really what it means. You have to be able to turn it to the right spirit of the translation, right? Of the source language. And that requires an expressive ability in the target language. Transfer competence, so basically localization, knowledge of the topic and related research skills, knowledge of the text types and their conventions, ability to evaluate and discuss translations objectively. What this means is, do your goddamn research, right? Use Google, learn the topic. If it's about a game, go research into it, find out what it's about, right? Knowledge of text types and their conventions, understand what medium you're talking about. Are you working with an essay or a song or manga or speech? This changes everything, right? Ability to evaluate and discuss translations objectively. Don't get mad. That's literally what it means. You get criticism, right? Collect constructive criticism and get better. That's what it means. So there's a really good example of this. This is from an actual movie, from an actual translation. I thought this was hilarious. From a really famous movie, Saving Private Ryan. Okay? So the Japanese translator here made a mistake. And Professor Hasegawa calls him out. Native speakers of a language typically share tremendous knowledge that may be difficult for non-native speakers to acquire. Unfortunately, this is true. Even if you are well-intentioned, if you aren't good at English, you shouldn't be translating to English. I'm sorry. Get better at your English. Okay, that's what she's saying here. Consider the passage from Saving Private Ryan. Okay, this is a real translation. I thought it was hilarious. So the line is, the prisoner stood straight now, his legs still exposed. He sang, "Oh, say, can you see?" That was all he knew. He kept singing it again and again. Can you see? Oh, say, can you see? So the context here is that a German soldier is kept prisoner, right? And maybe he's under interrogation or there's a gun on him, right? So he's pleading with his life to try to sort of negotiate with Americans, right? So what is he singing here? If you're an American, you know what this is, right? Americans all know what this is. This is the national anthem, right? Oh, say, can you see, right? So that's what this is, right? Now, the translator did not know that. The translator did not realize that it was a national anthem. So it says here, essentially, I'm going to translate it line by line. The German officer, with his legs exposed and with his pants rolled up, started singing. Hey, do you understand? Right? That's what the lyric is. He only knew this line. Over and over again, he repeated it. Do you understand? Can you understand me? Or can you listen? Can you understand me? Right? So what was the problem here? The translator, who seems to assume the prisoner was singing a love ballad, has stumbled into one of the pitfalls that lie in wait for all translators. Okay? So instead of realizing that this is a Star-Spangled Banner, they thought it was some love song that they just literally took out of context. They said, I don't know what this song is. It's weird that he's singing this suddenly, but I guess I'll translate it. So they literally took "can you see" as "can you understand me," right? "ねえ、わかってる、わかるって言ってよ," right? Say that you understand me, right? That sounds like a love ballad, right? わかってるって、わかってるって言って, right? Is literally like, say to me that you understand me. It's like a sappy love song, right? They tried their best, but they tried their best with an extremely bad assumption that this was a love song, right? But any American would know that it's a Star-Spangled Banner. So, our translator is supposed to recognize all famous songs, novels, slangs, slogans, jokes, etc. common in the source language community. The mistranslation is a humbling reminder that one can never know enough. Okay? So I highlighted this before this crashed because this is so true, right? This is why you need to always have proofreaders and you want people checking your translation. You never know when you're making a mistake. You can always learn. Okay? And then there's a really good point here from a professional translator. Translations of national anthems into foreign languages is not encouraged because they are intended to be sung in their national languages. This makes sense, right? There is a cultural and context. There is a cultural context that is steeped in foreign languages, in their national songs, right? If you're trying to sing a national anthem, there's a historical context usually to the national anthem. That's why translations don't really carry that. And so what she recommends translating into is avoid that altogether by saying something along the lines of, and then he attempted, so it says, he repeated the first line of the American national anthem over and over again. That was the only thing he knew. That's what she recommends the translation to be. This is great, because then you avoid this whole issue altogether, but you still carry the same understanding, right? Now, does this work for subtitles for a movie? Maybe it doesn't really work. But if it was for a novel or written text, I would say that this is a very, very good way to deal with this issue of this tricky section of a translation, right? So I thought this was really interesting. This is a great book. It's very dense. It's written by this professor who is a professional translator. And oh my god, it is so dense. There's so many terms. Expository discourse, for example. And then there's this. There's no furigana, right? And then there's like exercises that tell you like, okay, translate this. It's very dense. It's meant for like N2, N1 people. But I thought that there's some things in here that are gold, like that section that I was talking about. Okay, so with that said, I'm basically done. You should move to Terra's gaming session so that you can de-expand your brain. What's it? Deflate your brain, and your brain won't hurt anymore. So yeah, anyways, thanks for coming, and I hope you had a fun time. I spoke for 90% of it, but that's just how it goes. Yes, have a good day. And it is 8 o'clock in the morning for me now. I have to wake up. Good morning, or good night, or good day. Goodbye. Okay, let me change the screen.
See ya.
Bye.
Thank